Send you link.
Morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, February 19th, and we're the Reseller Revenue Facebook group. We meet Mondays through Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central Time, and we talk about all different kinds of topics. But every Wednesday, we do a flips and flops. So we like to talk about what went great, what didn't go so great. It doesn't have to be a sale, it can be a find, it can be a customer service issue, it can be something we handled really well. That's to me is a great success too. So we're going to talk about that today. And if you're interested in joining us, go to Reseller Revenue Patreon group. And we're also Reseller Revenue on YouTube. So let's get started here. Stacia, you want to kick us off?
Would love to. Thanks. I just have two to share. This is a brand I find pretty often, Peruvian Connections, if you don't mind pulling it up.
Yep. There we go.
Oh, there we go. So this was an alpaca blend cardigan. And it was even a size small. I usually try to go for mediums or larges, but this sold for $90.
A nice color pattern.
Yeah, really
Was
cute.
it super soft?
It was. It's the best part about alpaca. I mean, it's just.
You go back one. Your inventory number 15,007 something.
That's right.
Wow.
I've been doing this for a hot minute.
I guess so. You print those yourself, I take it?
No, I just buy them from Amazon. They only go up so far, but you can do a custom.
Okay.
I do that through eBay too. It's only like $2 for them to do the work plus the cost of the labels, so I let them do it.
Yeah, I can't be messing with that. I'm not good with stuff like that. So
Either.
and then so that I paid on that Peruvian Connections, I paid $6.73 and then sold for $90. And then my husband found these KJS pants, and they also do ski wear that's really good. I have found like their polos and stuff don't do that great. But these I found them on their website. They were still for sale on their website, and they were almost $500.
Wow.
And these are golf pants. They have the taped seams, the very last picture before the SKU, you can see the taped seams, so they're waterproof. They had like really high side zippers. And that's the logo.
Nice.
So we paid $9.84 for these, and they sold for $100. And I probably could have got more, but like sales are hard to come by these days, so I'm taking a lot of offers. They sold in like 3 hours. So
Perfect. I probably would have flipped them too.
yeah.
All right. Thank you, Stacia. Did you have any flops that you wanted to share? Did you have anything bad happen this week or anything that wasn't so great?
Not really. I mean, I definitely have had some low sales. Like I'm taking a lot of offers right now just because I need to I need to keep that velocity going. They're just widgets. Who said it earlier this week? I'm like, that is going to be my new motto.
Yeah, Lynn
Sell
said she
that
heard
widget.
Lynn said she heard me in her ears saying, "Sell that widget." That's right.
So, thank you.
Yep, thank you. All right, who wants to go next? Not everybody all at once. I'll share mine. Then you guys get your. Okay, go, Harry.
Okay, so I went to, was my video working? I don't see myself. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I did my monthly Atlanta trip. Usually I do it on Tuesday, the third Tuesday, but things didn't work out this week, so I went Monday, which Monday's not quite as good. I don't get the senior discount at Goodwill, but that's okay. So found a couple things. One, I found this Peter Millar Masters shirt. Masters stuff is real iffy. If you get the right ones, they're worth a lot. Peter Millar Masters is really good. Masters Tech is really good. Most of the other Masters stuff is just not worth picking up. But that was probably my best find of the day. I also found this, and I'm not 100% sure about it, but it was marked down as a Versace, or it says Versace. I think it is. I paid $4 for it. I figure even if it's not real, it gives me motivation to go research what looks real. So I'll kind of take chances on stuff like that. So we'll see how all that works out. It is what it is. We'll see. And I was going to share my flop, which is just an annoyingness. Let me share my screen. I got an INAD. I got an INAD on color. I don't see where the INAD part comes up. He sent in a picture. He said, this is purple and not red. That's like, oh, give it a break.
I do not envy you guys all having to have issues with colors because I'm bad at colors anyway.
I mean, even his picture, if I can find his picture looks red to me. It's like, come on. Where is it? Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Here's his picture. It still looks red. Just so silly. And
Are you going to share it with us so we can see it?
I thought I did.
Nope,
Oh,
not yet.
it actually
Still
just
just you. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So here's his picture. So I mean
It
that
looks
looks
pretty
red to
red.
me. Looks red to me. Here's my picture.
Looks red with better lighting.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. I don't know how. It's just silly. That and I got a charge back that the guy or whoever it is, they bought it within an hour. They said they didn't recognize the charge and did a charge back, and that happened within like an hour of each other on Thursday. And my sales have just went into the toilet. It was probably the worst weekend I can remember ever having since starting seriously. So I think I had like 6 sales all weekend, and 4 or 5 of those were like dollar auctions. So terrible.
I would just report that. I would report that INAD. You may or may not win. Anymore in the last 5, 6 months, they've been so hard to fight, but it's worth reporting because I think it's so clear in your pictures that that's red. It's worth trying, right?
Yeah. Well, I figured I would when I get it back, but
Yep.
can't really do
Yep.
anything. So.
Yep. I agree. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Good job. All right, Mimi, what do you got?
Hello. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. All right, so I sold this little sweetheart locket bracelet.
Cute.
Sold like, I don't know, within a few hours of me listing it for $30. And it had some wear, so I noted that, and I took a lot of pictures. So, but it
Very
came,
cute.
yeah, I thought it was cute too. And it probably cost like $1, so that was a good sale.
I think that price point was perfect too. I think that's why it sold so fast. That's about the right price point.
Okay, so this one I sold for 100.
That's a great one.
I have a bunch of jewelry that I'm just kind of holding on to. Like, one of my issues is that I don't wear jewelry, but I like it a lot. So when I see something I like, I get attached to it. So I'm trying to force myself to list more of that stuff. So I thought this was a good sale. This one I've been working on lots. So they received, and this one I had it done for like over a week, just sitting in my drafts. I just didn't like my pictures. I didn't think it was going to sell, but it sold, and she left feedback and she really liked the box. So it was good.
I like it.
Now, this is my flop. It's still listed. So a lot of lessons that I've learned since I've been in the group. One, you make money when you buy, not when you sell. So I don't think I overpaid for it when I bought it. I bought it on Whatnot. It's new with tags. I looked it up before I bid on it, and it was a few of them sold at 125. I got it. I listed it right away. I got two offers at 100 and I declined both because I was like, well, two other ones sold for 125, so I'll get one used and mine is new, so I should be able to get 125 too. So I've lowered my price multiple times. I'm going to lower it again because I think I may get $30 for it now if I'm lucky, because they're selling for about 25, 30. So lesson learned is to accept the offer and keep it moving. I would have doubled my money easily after fees if I had accepted the 100 because I bought it for like 20, 25. So
We have all had that happen though, if it makes you feel any better. We have all done that though. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, who is next? I think Suzanne.
Okay, so I have a couple. Let's see if I can find my. All right, the first one I mentioned on what do you call it? Let me just go back here so you can see it.
In the group, you mentioned a really good one on Facebook.
Yeah. So this is the one. I just want everybody to see for the No St. John. This is no great St. John suit. All this is in perfect condition, and I think what really sold it is it's a size 16. I couldn't beat it. But this is knit, and it has a black suede collar, and it has a skirt with it. The buttons
Can you
are
share your
nice.
screen?
Oh, shoot, I'm going over the whole thing, and I think I am sharing it. Hold on. Thank you very much. Share. Here we go. Well, and now Cookie
There you
wants to
go.
talk to me. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So you can just see it's a plain but very good condition. It's not new. It's probably this lady probably had it in her closet for 10 years, and I had it sitting there for a year before I finally said, I think I'll just list this. And it sat there maybe a month or so. And like I said, I had it for a higher price. I think I had it listed for $325, and then she offered me, let me go back and see what I sold it for. I think I sold it somewhere in the 200s, 275. So I had it listed at 370. So I, got her. I didn't, no. I didn't even quibble on this. I said, I'm not going to go back and forth on this. I want to make the 275. So my fingers hit that, and I said, yes, I'm taking it, just like that. So that was a really good sale because I didn't even have to pay for it except for my labor. When I work at the estate sales, instead of getting money, I work my tail off, but I get a lot of things for my labor. The other one that was a pretty good,
That was
this
an
one,
excellent sale.
yeah, this one was a good sale too. Some of these are just crap, but they're still there. Okay, this one, the Port Marion Botanical Garden. I have 6 in one set, and I think 4 or 8 in the other one, and an extra one. And when I looked them up, I said, oh my God, where did I get these? How did I get them? I don't remember. They were in a box. I'm telling you, I have no clue. But they were listed for 6 of them for $250. And Meg went off in my head and she said, price them lower because you're going to sell them. So I said, I'm going to put them up for like $150 and see where we go. I'm half price because that's what happened is people would post them for $250, then they'd come down. I said, I'm starting at $150. So when they started on the lady offered me like 50, and I said, oh my God, no. So I said, okay, I went to, I don't know, something. But in the end, after I went back with her twice, I said, what in the hell am I thinking for $5 that I'm going to dicker with this lady when I want to get rid of these things? So I sold them for $80, and I was a happy camper. And so my philosophy now is quit that little $1, $2, $5 thing. I mean, I don't like it when they really undercut my price, but if it's something I didn't have to pay a lot for and I want to get rid of it, I'm just going to take it.
Sell the
And
widget, Suzanne. You sold the widget.
I know. And Meg kept saying to me, Set that at a low enough price, you'll get some sales. Let's see. Now the rest of these are, I sold stuff for junk just to get rid of them. Just okay, I want them out, and I just am selling them. So, um, the f- I'm trying to think of a flop. Almost missed that sale because I piddled around on that $10, but I finally got it. But here I am selling little things like this for $27. It's an embroidery pillow cover. That's not it.
I
But
love
it's what,
$27 sales. So, hey,
yeah. And I
yeah.
got, I have so much crap that I can, list, and I don't know what's going on here. Let's go back to Zoom if I can
Are
get
you
out.
done? I'll get it. Yeah, I'll get you.
Okay. I think that's about it.
Well,
Really
excellent,
exciting
Suzanne.
one.
That's awesome.
That's
Those are good sales.
$350 on stuff that I can't remember what I paid for.
And you certainly next week will not care about that extra $10 or extra
Nope.
whatever you could have squeezed out of it.
Take that money and run, just like Mimi said.
Yep, all of them. That's right. Good job, guys. Catherine.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
I'll
morning.
share my screen. Entire screen, yes. Okay. So I bought this Ralph Lauren vintage 1990s blazer, women's blazer at a rummage sale last year. And I listed it. It never sold. I had it on sale. It never sold. So I've been taking, and I know there's some controversy about this, but I've been taking the really old items, putting them on sale. If they still don't sell, some of them, if I think I can relist them and boost the price and make some money, I do a lot of comparisons and I look up my comps, but then I relist them with a whole fresh listing and I adjust the price for the current market. If they're still crap, then I just get rid of them. But this wasn't crap, and it for whatever reason it didn't sell. So I looked at the comps again, took a best offer of 45. I had it listed for 59.97. So, and I've been doing that a lot with a lot of mine as I go through bins and kind of redo stuff. I find stuff that it's like, why did this brand new Vineyard Vines men's 2XL shirt didn't sell? I'll look up the comps. If it's fairly decent, I'll relist it. And then the last time when I was talking about styles and what's coming up, I talked about these P coats, these DSCP navy nautical coats. And the very next week I found one at the bins and it sold. So within 2 weeks for $89.97. This is what the tag looks like. I had somebody offer me 60 and I almost took it, but then somebody else bought it. But they're wool, they're double breasted, and they have like these nautical buttons. So something to keep your eye out for. And then I had this brooch, and I have no idea what a black watch Scottish cap badge brooch is, but I did my research on it, and that sold for $59.97. I don't know why.
Nice. Yeah.
I just did my comps. And then this was my flop. REI used to sell good. Cycling stuff I've sold in the past and it's done well. This was not one of the things that did well. This is one of the items that I put up for sale. Thank goodness it sold, because if it hadn't, I would have just donated it. I wouldn't have relisted this item. But I'm surprised at how many items I've relisted and adjusted the title, adjusted the price, and then they sell almost right away. And so it's a good idea to sometimes just go through your store and think, what could I get rid of and what could I actually just relist and maybe it would sell now.
Catherine, do you just edit it, or do you take it down and then redo the whole thing with pictures and everything?
I just sell similar. So I keep the pictures that I had unless I
Okay.
missed the picture and I need to add, maybe I didn't have measurements in or something.
All right.
And then Can you help me not share anymore? I'm sharing.
Sure. Want me to give you the
Thank
boot? I got it.
Okay, thank you. And so I use the same pictures, but then I go through the listing really carefully and like, what can I adjust in the, maybe I didn't have the size in the title. Maybe I didn't have the brand in the title. Maybe I was brain dead that day and I missed a whole bunch of things. I'll add some item specifics because maybe I just didn't have enough. It just kind of depends. And then I look at the price and adjust it. So
That's what I need to do. So I love the jackets. I thought they were both great.
They were great.
yeah,
Thank you.
well,
Larry,
Yeah, 1 second here. Let me share my
man,
screen.
your square moved. Man, like we're playing Hollywood Squares.
You guys see a watch?
I see you.
Hmm. Helps when you hit the final share button.
are you a watch?
Like, well, maybe.
So, as I'm sure you're sick of hearing, about 2 months ago, I bought 3 different boxes of jewelry from the same estate sale. I went there 3 times. The third time I went, I was grabbing anything rhinestone and anything watch, or at least what looked like older watch. Between those three, I'm into the whole thing for $600. And right now I'm up to around $400 worth of watches being sold. So here's an example. These old digital watches, this one was from the late 70s, I think. I just spent the 50 cents, changed the battery, it came to life, but some of the buttons didn't appear to work. But apparently this thing is in high enough demand that I think I took an offer for $40 on this thing. And it was, again, it was part of that bigger lot. So I was more than happy to take that because this was just one of about 100 watches that I had got out of that lot. This next one, again, this is a story I've told you guys before, but this was about 3 weeks ago. It was a private estate sale. The people didn't know how to advertise it. There were very few people were there, had come, and I asked the guy if he had any jewelry, and he came out with 2 boxes filled with jewelry, and in that box were 2 of these. And I got the whole pile of jewelry plus a whole bunch of other stuff for like $65. So this was a score. What happened with this thing is I put it up for sale about a week and a half ago, and I was thinking about just scrapping it as scrap because it's worth about $220 in scrap gold. It's white gold, but I was wanting to I don't know, for whatever reason I had a wild hair. I listed it, and it sat and it sat, and two people wrote and asked the questions about the diamonds, and my pictures of the diamonds weren't great, and so I wanted to change the pictures so that I could show off the diamonds, right? Because they weren't being shown off particularly well. But anyway, so I couldn't change it because there were outstanding offers, and so I ended up just bringing it down, adding some new photos, relisting it. And instead of asking, I think 250 for it, I put it up for 219. Within 5 minutes, I had an offer for 199 that I took. So that one sold at 199. And then I wrote the guy and I said, hey, I got another one just like this. And he said, well, put it up. So I went ahead and listed that one, and I put it up for 219, and somebody else bought it full price for within 10 minutes or so. So I sold 2 of these for around $200 a pop, and they were in the bottom of a jewelry box at a private estate sale. Another thing here is I had a business a long time ago. I called it Executive Grain. I was making cool stuff out of wood, and I started making the guitars under this business name. And so I had these picks, and I would buy picks by the pound. I was into these things for about 1 to 1.2 cents a piece for my guitar picks. And I'm sitting on tons of them, right? They would come in a box, and like 5,000 in a box or whatever. So these things were just sitting around, and I was looking for how can I increase my weekly and monthly sales, because I'm trying to get above 400 in a 90-day period so that I hit that 90-day review cycle instead of a 1-year cycle. Anyway, so I grouped a whole bunch of these things up, and these things have been selling really well. I've sold probably 2 or 3 a week of these, and I'm into these for, 20 cents, 25 cents, and I'm selling them for 15 bucks. And I don't mind $15 sale because this is spent money. It's long gone. It takes me, no time to do it. And then the bust I got, or the bad, was I'm trying to find ways to find more of this jewelry. What I figured out, what I tried doing here recently was reach out to people selling these lots and then just asking them specifically, hey, do you have any higher quality vintage stuff? And one woman wrote me back and said, yeah, I got tons of vintage. It's going to cost you. Let's talk. I'm still doing the dance with her, but this guy said, yeah, I got vintage stuff. So then I said, no, what I'm seeing here looks pretty modern. And he said, no, it's here. Let me show you one. And he brought this particular bag. He showed me a picture of the other side that had a couple of more pieces that had some rhinestones in it. So it's like, okay, well, it was 35 miles away, 45-minute drive. I get there and sure enough, here it is. And I basically just dumped it out in the back of my car, and there was nothing in it that was worthwhile. Nothing. Even though he said, he explicitly said this particular one has more vintage in it than the others. Like, okay. So this was about a 2-hour bust of driving and time spent to try to source some of this stuff. So anyway, and Carrie's point to me was, get better, make sure you get good photos of what you're going for before you hop in the car and go driving that far. And so, yeah, lesson learned on that.
And don't be afraid to say no thank you when you get there.
And I did. I said no, thank you.
Yep, that's good.
Yep.
Yep. All right, thank you, Larry. Melinda.
Okay, let me share. Well, hang on.
You're fine.
Okay. Is it sharing?
Not yet.
Not
Wanna
yet.
try again?
Yep. Here we go.
There, it's coming.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Very cool.
So this is from the 90s and it was in like perfect condition. And it's this Sergio Tacchini brand, I guess is the name of it. But anyway, I bought it for $6 as a set and it sold for $93.88. And
Love
I
it.
had less than a week. And my biggest flop was I bought a Coogee dress and then I accidentally cut it on the button, taking the tag off. So now it has a hole on the front.
It's still really cute.
So anyway, I'm not going to list that, I don't guess, or
I'd list it. How
You'd
much
list
do
it.
they go for? Perfect.
75.
Yeah.
List it with the
60.
hole for like 50.
So
50 or 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I'd list it.
Okay.
Got a really nice color block.
That made me sick at my stomach. So anyway, that was my fault. But anyway, that's what I've got.
We have all had those moments too, I would imagine. I've had beautiful brooches that I paid up for and then snap something off of it, or I snap a rhinestone out, or so been there. So sorry that happened to you, but we can commiserate, I
Yep.
think. All
Okay.
right, Meg, you're next.
Okay.
You have a very cute sweater on this morning.
Thank you. I put it on because this is one of my like kind of almost flops where I'm like threatening it that like I'm gonna take it down or relist it or something, or like maybe I like in hopes I like won't spill on it. I don't know. Maybe it'll just like make it sell if I put it on. I don't know. Anywho, okay, one second. Okay, so this is my good flip for the week. So normally I would say that a lot of things at like discount stores like Ross and TJ Maxx are not good to get, but this one I actually randomly walked into a Ross and I saw this and I was like, wow, that is so ugly and has to be Free People from like a mile away. And I was like, yep, and it was the only one there. And I guessed and I was correct that I think it's like the way you know that it's a good one or good thing to get from Ross is if there's no other ones there. And then preferably if you've been to other like Rosses and you see that they're not there. Because they usually will just give like bulk amounts of the same thing to all the different stores, and you don't want to get that because then you're competing like SKU for SKU. But anyway, so this was only 15 bucks. And it didn't have the original tag on it, which usually would be bad, but there was only one sold, none listed of these, and the one that sold was brand new, a tag for 150. So I listed mine for 140, and it sold in 4 days. I took an offer for 119.
Excellent. And
Yep.
good tip, by the way. I agree with you completely. And you offer free local pickup. Has anybody ever taken you up on that?
No, I only added that after right when they announced about the free Facebook Marketplace being linked, and people were saying like, oh, they bet that the ones that link first are the people that have local pickup on. And I was like, okay, maybe that makes sense. So I added it, but I'm like, oh, I wouldn't know anyway if I would get the sale from that. But yeah, no one has. Actually. I mean, actually, that's good. I don't really want to meet people anyway, and I was considering taking that down. And then so my flop is. So this looks to be like a great flip, right? But it's not because it sold the same day and I took an offer for 125. But the reason it's a bad one is because it's part of a jewelry lot I got on auction that I also lost my mind on and got a bucket with. And then I stupidly believed the auction company when it said, oh, we'll pick the cheapest shipping option and we'll just charge you a very reasonable handling fee. And normally I would double check with them, but I don't know. I didn't. So this stupid thing is still listed. And the reason it was stupid, okay, so then the jewelry and everything, including the bucket, like the actual cost of it was 92, and then they charged the shipping after, which was 46.30. So yeah, that's great. That was like 101 net profit on that sweetheart bracelet, but I'm still now negative 36.48. And I have high hopes that maybe possibly someday this bucket might sell. And then the rest of the jewelry wasn't like super great either, but it would have been okay if it wasn't for the $46 shipping. So I'll probably make like $20 or something, which one what would have been a great sale. So that's a bummer. Oh, and then the reason I stupidly got this bucket is because I listened to Google Lens and thought that this was an antique. It's not, it's a replica. It even came with a sticker on the inside explaining it was a replica. I wanted to cry. So yeah. I haven't listed this one. I would be happy if they wanted local pickup because shipping is gonna be bad. It's like 15 inch. It sounded like it was small in my mind, like 15 inches by like, I forget how big it is. Yeah, 15 by like 13 or something. But I don't know. It was a lot.
I bought a beautiful vase one time, a little bitty, beautiful hand spun vase. I get it. It was so big, I had to tip it upside down to get it in my car. Like it didn't have measurements, but in the picture, I was imagining this cute little tiny vase, and it was like, I was laughing at myself. And we've all done the auction bad shipping thing too, so don't feel alone in that, I think.
Yeah, never again. I will not bid unless I know for sure like that they actually will charge reasonable things. And then because when I like was putting it into like know to what to charge, I'm like, oh, they so overcharged me. That's not even reasonable whatsoever. Like they double charged me. They could have sent it for 24. Jerks.
Yep. Nope, been there too. You're not alone. All right, Marcia.
Hello.
Hello.
All right. I wanted to share because I guess it was look at my calendar. It was the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So not this past weekend, but the one before that. When I went to Savers and they had, I figured out later it was a local kind of high-end boutique that had closed and donated a lot of things. And then there were also several used, like somebody who really had good style, who was also a good size, like a women's, 14, 16, 18. So I ended up the 7th, I went after work. That was a Friday. And I got like 25, 30 things. I went up to, my coupon went up to it's 20% off up to $100. I did 2 orders. I had 2 coupons on Friday. I went back with more donations on Saturday. I did 2 more orders, and I went back on Sunday and I got, I think, another 7 things. So I ended up with 73 items from Savers, a little bit higher cost of goods than I normally have. I'm normally more in the $5 to $5.50 range, and this was definitely more up, $7.50 to $8. But I got 73 things. I have not even come close to listing them all, but I wanted to share some of the sales from those because I've been really happy. Nothing amazing, no, nothing over $100, no. Nothing like that, but some really good, solid sales. So a little collage. So these are 4 of the sales. So the Johnny Was pants went for
can you make them
Popped it up on
bigger?
the other, I think it popped it up on the other screen. We still just
How
did
do I
the
do that?
gloves, 1, 2, 3.
Is that better?
Nope.
What do I need to do?
You need to share the other screen, the one it's popping up on.
Oh, I see. Okay. Stop share. And
There's a way to do it without stop sharing, but I don't ever figure it out either. So
yeah, let me just open
see your
that
face.
one. Put it up. Does that work?
Yep, sure does.
Okay. So Johnny Was pants sold for full price of $69.97. This pair of mother jeans sold for full price of $59.97. Somebody bought all 3 of these items. They actually sent me a note. They sent me an offer and I countered with a bit higher for all 3 of these Joseph Ripkoff items. The tops were pre-owned, but might be new without tags, but the pants were brand new with tags. I countered back and she sent me another note and she said, I normally don't counter again, but since I'm going to be paying shipping, can I just pay the shipping for all 3 items and you put them together? And I said, sure, that's a deal. So she paid, it was 91 for the items, and then she paid 17 for shipping, and I don't know, it cost me maybe $8 or $9 to ship it. And then this Joseph Ribcoff top I sold for 51 there.
And what was your average cost of goods?
My average cost of goods was $7.50 to $8 for that whole shopping trip.
Nice. Good job,
I
Marcia.
figured it out, and then all right, let's see if I can do this again. Does that one show up bigger?
Yep.
Okay. I got this winter silks, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow when I do my top bread and butter brands too. There's a little preview. I love to find winter silks. The thrift stores don't know anything about them. They're always just marked at the lowest price, and they always sell for me almost immediately. Not for a lot, sold for $30. But ships, very light. A couple of Talbots. I got this blazer, $39.97. Another pair of the jeans used. These were pre-owned, sold for $52. And then this Talbot's jacket sold for $40 for those. And then I've got one more.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So these were the new jeans, the same model as the other ones that were pre-owned, but these were new with tags. Went for 85 on Posh. Another pair of mother jeans went for 68 on Posh. The Dojo jeans sold just yesterday for 55 on Posh. And then this was another eBay from that line, and Eileen Fisher. I've still got several Eileen Fishers to list. Went for about 40. So 12 items have sold already.
Great.
Out of the ones I've listed, I'm not even sure how many I've listed at this point. But I figured out just from those that I've sold, just the gross sales is about 700. So I've definitely, if I haven't made my money back yet, I'm close to making my money back. And like I said, I still have a bunch more to list. So
Excellent.
happy with that.
Good job.
Thanks.
I'm going to share. You'd think I would learn not to have so many windows open when I'm, of course, I picked the wrong one. So there's Rowdy's radio. Hang on, I gotta make it go again, huh? Hang on. There we go. So there's Rowdy's radio that he ripped out through. You could tell, you know, he works really hard on his background and everything, not so much. For 850, 850. And then this morning he sold a lot of that wasn't the
Can you
right one.
make it bigger?
I can't because it's a screenshot from Rowdy's phone.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise I would. The other one was just a, it's not gonna show up. It was a Littlest, I think it was a Littlest Pet Shop. I don't know. He gets the strangest things, but he's like, I comped it, Mom. And I'll be like, okay. Tyco Kitchen Little's Food Mart. And he sold it this morning for $299.99. Picked it up for, you know, next to nothing. Kid's gonna be a reseller forever, I think. This was not what I would call a high-end, you know, sale by any means, but it's an Arthur Pepper, which is signed art. And this is probably when it was high end for this brand. It's not usually a super, super great brand, but it was unique. So I priced it up a little bit and it sold for 63. I listed it on January 22nd and it sold this week. So it wasn't up for very long. And this one, it was not signed, but it was just really well made. It was like a pop metal type base. It was, you know, scratched up and kind of gross, but I got it in a huge lot of jewelry and from eBay, I think. And, you know, but it was really big and it sold for 60 bucks pretty much immediately. So like same day. And these I'm including because these are things we could overlook on the auction table or at the garage sale. You know, they're really plain hoops. They are not gold. They are pretty small, but they are KJL. So they sold for $47.99. I listed these on January 29th. So also not up very long. I have a whole bunch of these and I've been selling them one by one. This one sold for 60. I listed it on 210. It sold on 210. So sold pretty much immediately. I have a whole box of these I'm going through. I've been listing, like trying to get up one a day because otherwise I'm going to flood my own market because there's just not a whole lot of them. So I don't want to devalue my items by having too many out there at a time. And this one did not go for a lot of money, but it was probably my like I just really liked this bracelet. I just thought it was really pretty. It was like a little winter scene. It wasn't, you know, worth a whole lot, but it I listed it on January 5th. It took about a month to sell. So not too bad. You guys know I like to move my things along, so. But even with all mine combined, Rowdy still beat me, so. All right, I'm going to end the recording. Again, if anybody wants to join us, we're at Patreon for Reseller Revenue and also Reseller Revenue Facebook group. You need to join that after you sign up at Patreon. So I appreciate everybody.